Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
Transcribe. Stay tuned for I Fly Anything, coming to you in just a few moments. Bubbling, sparkling champagne in a small farm in North Dakota. If you think there's no connection between the two, you don't know about Lawrence Welk. You see, Lawrence Welk, the master of the champagne music you hear every Wednesday night on ABC, was born on a small farm in North Dakota, and it may be that the influence of the farm makes for the smooth rhythms he creates. Whatever causes the smoothness of Lawrence Welk's music, we're sure you'll like it for listening, relaxing, and dancing. Remember, you do yourself a sparkling favor every Wednesday night when you listen to the champagne music on the Lawrence Welk Show. Hear it tomorrow night. I Fly Anything, starring Dick Haymes as air cargo pilot Captain Dockery Crane.
Cargo 91743 to LaGuardia Tower, requesting landing instructions, please. Over.
LaGuardia to 91743. You're number 2 to land. Visibility 7 miles. Wind northwest 290 degrees, 20 miles. Altimeter setting 025. You'll be clear to land on runway 21. Is that you, Crane?
That's me, Dockery Crane.
What are you bringing into our fair city this time, Crane? Cabbages, kings, or crumb bums?
No, you're wrong all the way, Buster. I'm bringing in a dent in my rudder, a dram of drugs, and a date with death. You know me, I fly anything.
Transcribed, the American Broadcasting Company presents Dick Haymes as a fast-moving, hard-hitting, romantic air cargo pilot, Captain Dockery Crane in I Fly Anything.
My name is Dockery Crane, and my business is the Wild Blue Yonder business, the pickup and delivery business by air. You get yourself a crew, a hangar, a secretary, a teletype machine, a certificate from the CAB, and a great big pile of hope, and your motto is anything, anywhere, anytime, I fly anything. I wasn't putting on a rover boy act when I told the tower I had a date with death. I would have preferred a date with a lively redhead. Who wouldn't? Except a guy already married to a redhead. But time was running out, and death is one date you shouldn't keep waiting around too long. Hey, June. June, answer, will you?
Dockery, can't you see I'm busy? Where's Buzz, for heaven's sake?
Well, he's checking the loading. Oh, come on, June. I got to finish his flight plan. Well, step on it, will you?
Hello. Oh, yes, sir. Just a moment. Dockery, it's Mr. Vandermeer from the International Health Organization. He wants to know how soon we're taking off.
20 minutes, as soon as we're loaded.
20 minutes, sir. Yes, I'll tell him. He'll meet you at the plane, Doc.
Well, I've got no room for him. This is an overseas flight. Look, I got a crew of 7, you and the cargo. I'm only flying a DC-4, not a trolley car.
Take it easy, Lindbergh. He's only coming down to give you your official instructions.
Oh, well, that's better.
And besides, who said there was any difference between a DC-4 and a trolley car? Except a pair of wings.
You can say that again, June. At least a trolley car collects nickels and dimes for every trip it makes. We didn't even make that much for this hop.
Hey, I thought we were all real happy to get a load that was important for once, and the heck with the dough.
Yeah, the heck with the dough. That's the story of my life. Oh, the truth is, baby, this darn flight is so important, it's got me a little scared, whether I can pull it off or not.
I guess when so many lives depend on you, it does scare a guy a little.
A little? Look, June, I haven't been so scared since the time my mother caught me with a cookie jar. That's where my father kept his money. Is the cargo aboard, Buzz?
Check.
How about the crew?
Board. Where's June, Dockery?
Filling a thermos bottle. She likes her coffee over the ocean. She's queer that way. Hey, you seen Vandermeer of the International Health Organization? He's supposed to be here for the takeoff.
Now, hold your horses, baby. Here he comes now.
Hello, Captain Crane. Hello, Mr. Simpson.
We're ready, Mr. Vandermeer.
Stuff's aboard, sir.
Good. Here are your official papers, Captain. Dr. Hernando Carrillo is in charge overseas, and we'll turn the cargo over to him. I don't have to tell you how serious your mission is.
I think we know, Mr. Vandermeer. Full cargo of chloramycetin isn't for laughs. Maybe there's a typhoid epidemic.
And luckily, it's still restricted to the island of Mallorca. If it spreads to the Spanish mainland, it'd be a catastrophe. How long will the flight take you?
Well, if June doesn't take all night getting that coffee, we should get to Lisbon, Portugal in the morning. Refuel, and then it's just a short hop to the island of Mallorca.
Well, here's the coffee. What are we waiting for?
You. What'd you have to do? Go to Brazil for it? Up you go, lady.
First stop, Lisbon. Come on, Mr. Vandermeer.
Yes. I'm going up front, Doc. So long, Mr. Vandermeer.
Goodbye, you two. Have a good flight.
Well, is there anything else, Mr. Vandermeer?
No Crane, no farewell speeches. Just get there. It's important.
Don't worry about it. If there's any way to set a plane down on Mallorca, you know me. Anywhere, anytime. I'd fly anything. I keep telling myself. This is emergency flight 91743 USA. Emergency flight USA calling Lisbon, Portugal. Approaching at 4,000 feet from northwest. Landing instructions, please. Over.
Lisbon to emergency flight. Lisbon to emergency flight. Come in, USA. Come in.
Landing instructions, please. Requesting landing instructions. Over.
This is Lisbon. This is Lisbon. Storm warning. Storm warning. Clearing field for you. Prepare for emergency landing. Rain squad, prepare for emergency landing. This is Air France, Flight 3. I'm in trouble. Can't see you. Lost the phone. Over.
Lisbon Tower to Air France, Flight 3. Fly east at 3,000. We will give you compass reading in 5 minutes.
Hey, listen, are you the guy who says I can't take off of Mallorca?
Capitan Crane, can't you see what's happening? You almost didn't make the landing yourself. The
No.
wind has risen. 2 planes overturned right here on the field. Emergency calls are coming in from all over the area. I cannot let you pull out of here for Mallorca. You'll never make it.
Look, what do you think this is? A $5 an hour sightseeing bus I'm flying? There's an epidemic on Mallorca. My plane is loaded with chloromycete, and those people are dying.
You don't have to lecture me. I know people are dying on Mallorca. My own mother and father live on that island. Your crew is willing to take the risk?
Yes.
Just pray the emergency landing lights are still working on Mallorca, Capitan. Good luck.
How long has he been circling overhead, Bianca?
Almost 10 minutes now, Dr. Carrillo.
A young man with courage, that Captain Crane. He should have stayed in Lisbon until after the storm. It's madness for him to try landing here in Mallorca.
Oh, if only they can get the landing lights working in time. It's pitch black.
Bianca, those 2 men coming this way, do you know them?
Those 2 men? No, Dr. Carrillo.
Excuse me, I know you are waiting for the plane, but are you Dr. Carrillo?
Yes?
Oh, I am so glad, Doctor. We heard you were coming to the island.
What can I do for you?
My friend here, his wife, she has come down with typhoid fever.
How long ago?
Several hours. He brought her down here in his car. We heard you were...
Take
all
me
right.
to your car. Bianca, when Captain Crane lands, tell him I'll be back in a moment.
All right.
This way, Dr. Carrillo. That black car over there. The name is Dr. Carrillo. Carrillo, do you understand?
Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, I smashed the wheel and maybe
Captain Crane, are you all right?
Not even a scratch. Are you Dr. Carrillo?
Yes, I am Dr. Carrillo. We're happy you made it safely, Captain Crane. Happier than you can imagine.
Good and hot. That's the way I like coffee.
And now I'm sure you both want to get some sleep. Besides, the funicular is already loaded and it's being held for myself and Bianca here. I do not like to keep the funicular waiting too long.
The funicular. Haven't you ever heard of one?
Oh, sure. There's an Italian song we used to sing when we were kids. Funicula, funicula.
Yeah. What's that got to do with
Very simple. A funicula is a little car or bus suspended from wires. That's the only way to get up to the village on top of the mountain.
Well, what do you know?
I think we had better go now. Captain Crane, I wish we could thank you in some way.
Well, there is something.
Yes?
I'd like to ride up in the funicula with you. I want to take a look at what's happening up in the village. I'd hate to go back without at least one look at the sick people.
Of course you must come up and see the hospital.
But, Dr. Carrillo, you have not forgotten the poor man we have to take up to the hospital with us.
What happened to the guy? Typhoid?
No. It was an accident. Badly burned. He is all bandaged up and waiting in that car you saw outside. But first, Captain Crane, I must inoculate you against the fever. And then we will all go up together.
Well, Buzz went back to the ship, and I to the trolley on wires. The ride in the long black car to the funicula wasn't much fun. The guy in the bandages right up to his nose must have been unconscious. But once we got inside the funicula, I took a second look at Bianca. Funny. Somebody must have heard me say I'd prefer a date with a redhead instead of with death. But I hit the jackpot, because here I was sitting next to a redhead and heading up the mountain to a whole village of death.
You have never ridden in a funicula, Capitan?
No. Certainly not with anyone like you. The closest I ever got to a funicula was a ride on the chute-to-chutes in a place called Coney Island.
You know, they tell me American men are very aggressive, Capitan. Is that true?
Well, first let me ask you a question. Are you related in any way to Dr. Carrillo?
Related?
Well, I mean, are you his wife, sister, sweetheart, cousin, maybe?
No, just as a sister.
In that case, how aggressive do you like your American men, Bianca?
I think you have answered my question. You don't have to... Dr. Carrillo, the man in the bandages.
Go on with your conversation with Captain Crane. I will tend to our friend in the bandages.
The minute we reached the chateau being used for a hospital, I forgot about Bianca. Forgot about being tired, forgot about everything, except how glad I was that a couple of guys named the Wright brothers had invented airplanes and that a guy like me had learned to fly one. And the fellow who made me feel that way especially was a male nurse, the only professional in the place until Dr. Carrillo walked in.
Dr. Carrillo, Bianca, you don't know how glad I am to see you, how badly you are needed here. And you must be Captain Crane.
Yes, I am.
Captain, do you have any idea what typhoid fever does to people? The way it races to a town like fire, like a terrible fire. And you brought help. Chloromycetin, at risk to yourself. Every one of these people will remember you, Captain.
Carl, some of the chloromycetin was sent up here the moment the plane had landed. You have given injections?
Yes, Dr. Carrillo. The moment it arrived. Most of them have had some care. Most of them are asleep.
I see. And now, Carl, tell me about my daughter.
I'm afraid she's not too well, Dr. Carrillo. The fever is high.
Your daughter, Dr. Carrillo?
This morning, after working without sleep all night, she came down.
I would like to see her, Carl.
Here she is, Doctor.
Her chart, Carl. Fever. Pulse. I see.
She had a shot of the new chloromycetin just a little while ago.
Yes, of course.
Shall I wake her, Dr. Carrillo?
No. Let her sleep. The poor child needs all she can get. There, you see? We have awakened her.
Dr. Carrillo, she...
Dr. Carrillo? My father. Where are you, Father?
Right here, dear. Right here beside you.
Oh, no. No, you are not my father. Father, where are you?
There. You are feverish, dear.
I'm afraid. Please, someone. Please.
Dolores, try to control yourself. Of course, this is your father. Would I lie to you?
No.
No. You are Bianca? Yes. Bianca, I know you. But him? He's not my father.
Dolores, Carl tells me your fever has risen. Now, you be a good girl. I will give you a sedative, and you'll get your sleep.
No, I won't let you. You are an impostor.
Dolores, it is all right. If you don't want your father to give you a sedative, I will.
Please, somebody. My father, he was supposed to meet an airplane from America. Yes, that is it. He was supposed to meet a Captain Crane. What did you do with him?
Dolores, I'm Dockery Crane. Dolores, this is your father. He met me at the field. Those people wouldn't lie to you.
Bianca, I think you'd better show Captain Crane to a room for the night. I will stay here a while with Dolores.
No, please, Captain Crane. Don't leave me.
Captain, I am sorry to expose you to this, but fever is a terrible thing.
Good night, Dolores.
No.
You get a good rest, and I'll see you in the morning. I hit the bed and caved in like an empty sack. But I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even shut my eyes. I hadn't even thought of counting sheep when I heard my door opening slowly. I saw the figure come staggering toward me, and for a second I was sure the fever had gotten me. Then I jumped out of bed and caught her just as she was about to keel over.
Captain Crane.
Dolores, you're a sick girl. What are you doing here?
Captain Crane.
Here, let me put this blanket around you.
Captain Crane, don't say a word. I don't have much time, and you must believe me. The man you met is not my father. There is something wrong. I know I'm ill, but please believe me. Ask him my mother's maiden name. Ask him where she was born. That will prove I'm right. If he is my father, he would know my mother's maiden name and where she was born. Please.
All right, Dolores. I will. But now you must get back to bed. You're sick.
My mother's name was Barnett. She was born in Geneva. Ask him.
But why? Why should anyone want to impersonate your father? For what?
The drugs. Maybe for the drugs. I don't know. I can't tell you. But everything here, since the war, everything here has different value. Chloromazine brings a great price on the black market. Maybe.
But what would they have done with your father? If what you're saying is true, where's your father, your real father?
I was hoping you might know. Maybe they hurt him. Maybe they brought him here as prisoner.
The man in the bandages.
Oh, what man? Captain Crane, what man in bandages?
Dolores.
Captain Crane.
Thanks, heavens, I found you, darling. Captain Crane, you should have called me immediately. In a case like this, over-exertion might be very serious. Bianca, take her back.
Come on, dear. I'll help you back to your bed. Yes, I will go now.
Dr. Carrillo?
Yes, Crane.
Doctor, this whole thing, I'm not used to being so close to an epidemic.
Would you like a sedative, Crane? It would put you to sleep.
That wasn't what I had in mind. Dr. Carrillo, Dolores asked me to put some questions to you. I think I owe it to her, sick as she is. I hope you don't take offense.
Yeah, I'm used to feverish patients, Crane.
Doctor, what was your wife's maiden name?
Her maiden name was Ibanez, and she was born in Geneva. And I loved her very much. You know, Crane, if you don't get some rest, you might suddenly come down with typhoid.
I stood there in the middle of my empty room feeling like a jackass who just tried to pass himself off as a racehorse at Hialeah. Nobody likes to be taken for a sucker, least of all yours truly. And Dolores had kicked my pride right in the seat of its pants. She'd said something about the chloromazine in the black market. She'd hinted that I'd gone to all this trouble just to be played for a patsy. I couldn't take that idea beating my brains out all the way back to the States. I opened the door to the hallway slowly and shut it fast. Maybe I was wrong, but I could have sworn Carl had ducked behind the statue in the hall the minute he saw my door opening. There was a ledge about a foot wide outside my window. It'd probably lead to another window down the building. I knew I'd have to take the ledge if I wanted to check Dolores' story. If I wanted to find the man in the bandages. The man who might be the real Dr. Carrillo. I'd gotten off the ledge into the main room of the place without being seen. There was nobody around except typhoid patients. Most of them were asleep. Some were moaning. At the back of the building was a narrow staircase, probably used by the servants in the chateau a long time ago. I was about halfway up, my head on a level with the upstairs floor when I stopped. Bianca and Carl had just come out of one of the rooms.
What do you think, Bianca?
I don't like it. But if that's the way it has to be, well...
How will we get rid of him?
Have him buried with the rest of the epidemic victims. The bodies are quarantined. Nobody will know.
As soon as they were gone, I got to the door of the room they just left. It was dark. Pitch black. The shades were drawn. I don't think I'd have seen him except for the white bandages. Who are you? I've got to find out who you are.
Go away. Please, leave me alone.
Look, whoever you are, you've got to listen to me. I'm Dockery Crane. I'm Captain Crane. I flew the ship in tonight with a chloromycete.
You're lying. You're a thief and the murderer of sick people like the others. Go away.
Please, please. This is to help you. You've got to tell me. Are you Dr. Carrillo?
Am I Dr. Carrillo? I don't know myself any longer. Tell me, am I Dr. Carrillo?
Look, I'll prove to you I'm not lying. Dolores came to me earlier. She tried to make me believe that something was wrong. That the man posing as Dr. Carrillo wasn't her father. Now, is there...
Yes, you fool. Can't you see what they've done? They lied to me about a sick woman in a car. And then
you are the real Dr. Carrillo.
Yes. What have they done to Dolores? What have they done to her?
I'll help her whatever way I can. I promise you that.
Think that Bianca and Carl, my own assistants, to think that they would do this just for money, to rob the sick for their own profit. What lost souls.
How, Dr. Carrillo? How are they doing this? What does it have to do with the chloromycete? Look, I almost killed myself and 7 other men flying the stuff in here.
Carl is supposed to prepare the drug. Instead, they steal it and sell it.
Listen to me, Dr. Carrillo. My friends are down at the landing field. I have a crew of 7 men. I'll get to them and then...
Captain Crane, did you not learn as a child not to disobey doctor's orders?
Why, you
I warned you that if you did not get some rest, you might come down with typhoid. And I'm afraid that I was right. Carl, give me a hand, quick.
When I came to, it wasn't the bump on my head that bothered me. I had bumps before. It was the fever and chills running through me in the spot on my arm where the phony doctor must have injected me with typhoid germs instead of antitoxin. By the sounds around me, I could tell I was on the main floor, but in a room by myself. I got out of bed and fell flat on my face, but somehow I made it to the door. Nobody around. Maybe they hadn't expected me to come to so fast. I sized up a big room full of fever patients and picked out a big guy who didn't look as sick as the rest. Are you asleep?
No. A fever. I can't sleep.
Look at me. Do you recognize my face?
Of course. I will always remember it. Earlier tonight when you came in with Dr. Carrillo, you are the American pilot. Thank you.
I don't have much time. I need your help. The man I came in with is not Dr. Carrillo.
What?
Don't talk. Listen. He's a black marketeer. Stealing the drugs I brought from America. The real Dr. Carrillo is a prisoner upstairs. I need your help. They've given me the fever.
Is this really true?
Yes, I swear it.
But what can we do?
Any one of us alone doesn't stand a chance. But if somehow we could spread the word among all the men in this place. We're half dead, but we're also half alive.
My wife, she's from the village. She is a cleaning woman here.
Yeah.
When she stops by my bed, I will have her spread the truth.
Yes, my husband told me, and the American told him, spread the word.
Pedro's wife, yes. The American told them, spread the word.
You must. I know you are weak. We are all weak, but together we are stronger than they are. All of us, dear. All of us. Tell the American we're ready.
We are ready. 80, 100. I don't know how many are here. My wife is a good woman. They're waiting for you.
Good. Tell her.
You are very sick.
So is everyone else here. We'll get well together. Not at all. Look, tell your wife. In a half an hour, all of us, everybody, into the main office. Now!
Hey, what is this?
Stop you, Lord!
The door! The whole hospital!
Please don't hurt him. We've got him. But don't hurt. Oh.
June,
Yes, boss.
he's coming too.
What do we got? A payload back?
How about that? Been in a coma for 24 hours, and all that's on his mind is a payload.
June. Buzz.
Hey, relax, sonny boy. It's 24 hours since you stormed the Bastille.
June, what? How?
Yeah, you're half dead, but you want to know, did I get a return payload in Barcelona?
How did you know?
Because I know you well enough to know it's not my great, big, beautiful pair of eyes you're interested in.
Why, June, how could you say a thing like that? You know, I'm always interested in a great, big, beautiful pair of eyes.
Yeah. Well, your dreams are coming true, lover boy. You got a payload back of 12 of the most beautiful pairs of eyes you've ever seen in your life.
No kidding. Man, oh, man. A dozen Spanish dancers, maybe, huh?
A dozen Spanish cows, Captain Crane.
Oh. Well, one thing's sure. If we run into bad weather going back, we'll have the best darn milkshakes you've ever seen.
You have been listening to the fifth in a new series starring Dick Hames as air cargo pilot Dockery Crane in I Fly Anything, with George Fenneman as Buzz and Georgia Ellis as June. And there goes the teletype with next week's cargo load.
Doc, an urgent on the teletype. A man by the name of Brad Barton wants to know if you'll fly up to the timber country of northern Minnesota and pick up a passenger.
A passenger I can pick up on any street corner.
Yes, but for this one, you'll get $15,000.
For $15,000, I'd even beat a passenger. Tell him sure. Anything, anytime, anywhere, I fly anything.
I Fly Anything, starring Dick Hames, was produced by Frank Cooper and Cy Fisher in association with the American Broadcasting Company. The script was by Abe Guinness and Arnold Pearl. Music was composed and conducted by Basil Adlam. This transcribed program was directed by Dwight Hauser. This is Lou Cook speaking. This program has come to you from Hollywood and was transcribed from ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.